Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The Prabhupada ki Jai. 9th chapter, 24th verse. Aham hi sarva yakyanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena tashyan tatvena tashyavanti te. Aham hi sarva yakyanam Aham hi sarva yakyanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena tashyavanti te. I am the only enjoyer, Krishna says. Aham hi yakyanam bhokta. I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices. I am the master of all sacrifices. But if a person doesn't know me, that means he doesn't know my position, that I am Prabhu, then chavanti. Chavanti means they fall down. Without knowing my position, they go to the different demigods. Krishna says, it is me who provide everything to them. But this vidhi is avidhi purvakam. It's a wrong way. The previous verse was there. And now if they don't know my position, they will fall down. Okay, Jai Shri Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena taschavanti te. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Purport. Here it is clearly stated that there are many types of yajna performances recommended in the Vedic literatures, but actually all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yajna means Vishnu. In the 3rd chapter, the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that one should only work for satisfying Yajna or Vishnu, the perfectional form of human civilization known as the Varnasrama Dharma, is specially meant for satisfying Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna says in this verse, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the Supreme Master. Less intelligent persons, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray for it to the Supreme Lord, although that is not pure devotion. He will thus achieve the desired result. Hare Krishna.
This is the truth, Krishna says. They do not know my truth, that I am the enjoyer and I am the controller also. The enjoyer, I am controller. Yanti devavata devan pitruyanti pitruvataha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajinopi mam yanti devavata devan pitrunyanti pitruvataha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajinopi mam. Yanti devavrata, whoever are worshippers of the demigods, devan, they go to the demigods. Pitrun yanti pitruvataha, who are worshippers of the ancestors, pitruvataha, they go to the ancestors. Who are worshippers of the ghosts and the spirits, then they go to such planets. Worshippers of ghosts and spirits, they go to the ghosts and spirits. Yanti madhyajinomna yopima. Yanti, they go to me, they come to me, that place. The devotees go to Krishna when they worship me. So whoever worships Krishna will go to Krishna. Whoever worships the demigods will go to the demigods. Whoever worships the ancestors there. So it is not that you catch any train, you will reach the same goal. It's a wrong understanding. It's not that you catch anywhere or you follow any path, you are going to reach the same goal. Again, a wrong understanding. If you follow Karma Kanda, worshipping the demigods, you'll go to the demigods. So you cannot follow any path. Only bhakti will lead to Bhagavan. Bhakta bhakti Bhagavan. Upasana upasaka devatas. Okay. Goloka read.
Hare Krishna. Yanti deva vrata devan pitran yanti pitravrataha bhutani yanti bhutecha yanti madhyajinopi mam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings, and those who worship me will live with me. If one has any desire to go to the moon, the sun, or any other planet, one can attain the desired destination by following specific Vedic principles recommended for the purpose, such as the process technically known as Darsha Purnamasi. These are vividly described in the fruitive activities portion of the Vedas, which recommends a specific worship of demigods situated on different heavenly planets. Similarly, one can attain the Pitta planets by performing a specific yajna. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets and become a yaksha, raksha, or pichacha. Pichacha worship is called black arts or black magic. There are many men who practice this black art and they think that it is spiritualism, but such activities are completely materialistic. Similarly, a pure devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead only achieves the planets of Vaikuntha and Krishna Loka without a doubt. It is very easy to understand through this important verse that if by simply worshipping the demigods one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping the Pittas achieve the Pitta planet, or by practicing the black arts achieve the ghostly planets, why can the pure devotee not achieve the planet of Krishna or Vishnu? Unfortunately, many people have no information on these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live, and because they do not know of them, they fall down. Even the impersonalists fall down from the Brahma Jyoti. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore distributing sublime information to the entire human society of the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in his life and go back home, back to Godhead.
Yeah. Just chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it is enough. One should have the great sincerity while chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We should be very careful while chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That is enough to go back to God. Now, Krishna is a person. That is why he is accepting. He says, you give me. You're giving somebody, that means you're giving to a person. Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Parutam Ashnami Pretatmanaham Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Parutam Ashnami Pretatmanaham Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Give me one leaf. Patram Pushpam. Give me fruit. Give me phalam. Patram Pushpam. Give me flower. Give me fruit. Give me water. And how? With love. Yome Bhakta Priyachati. Tadaham Bhakti Parutam. If you're offering with love, with devotion, I accept. Prayatatmaham. From one who is pure in his consciousness. Now, these four has a lot of subtle meaning. Patram, your basis. The basis of your existence. Patram. Pushpam, your wonderful consciousness, which is like a flower. Your heart. Pushpam. Phalam, your karmic reactions, karmic phalas. Toyam, your tears. Give it to me. Krishna says. If we learn to cry for Krishna and to with love, Krishna accepts it. And Krishna accepts our basis of our substratum, like basis of your existence. What is the basis of your existence? So you can connect it with your Varnashrama also, but real basis of our existence is to progress in devotional service. Like we are in Gaudiya Madhva Sampradaya. That is our basis of our existence. Krishna accepts his devotion when it comes through the Sampradaya. So that also you can connect anything. Like you want to hold water. You should have a basis for it. Something base. What is your strength? What is your foundation? If Varnashrama is a foundation, no problem. That's your foundation. The culture is a foundation. Maybe sanskaras are your foundation. So patra means the foundation, where it holds. Even to have a building erected, you should have a foundation. Without foundation, building cannot be erected. In the same way, sanskaras sometimes become the foundation. Sometimes there are no sanskaras, like mlechas. Prabhupada met the mlechas. What are the basis there? The basis is Gaudiya Vaishnava Dhara. That is the basis. So what is the basis of your devotion? It can be your previous life impressions also. There's a basis. Your Guru Bhakti can be the basis. Your complete faith in the spiritual master is the basis. The complete faith in Krishna is the basis. Okay, Krishna says, Patram, offer that basis to me. That means that basis should be connected to Krishna. Sometimes when a person is born in a high birth, he is born in a very respectable family. That becomes a basis. You can use it in Krishna's service, but you have to connect it. If you don't connect, the same thing leads to ahankara. Somebody very knowledgeable person. That becomes a basis. No problem. You are able to influence so many. Connect it to Lord. Offer that to Lord. Patram, pushpam. Your tender consciousness. Pushpam is always tender. Your tender consciousness to be offered to Krishna. Phalam. Phalam means the fruits. When you earn, first thing, keep aside for devotional service. Keep aside a share for devotional service. All the time earning and eating doesn't work out. You have to keep aside. It is said if we don't do that, that the same karmic reactions haunt us. That is why shares are kept. This much for the Go Brahmana Hitaicha, for cow worship, for the Brahmana worship, for the devotees, for the temple in this. Anyhow, that becomes your Patram, Pushpam, Phalam. Toyam. Toyam means the heart which melts. It's not just tears. The heart should melt. The hard-hearted stone, a stone-hearted person cannot grow in devotional service. Toyam means the heart should be soft. What is the nature of a devotee, of a Vaishnava? There's a nice song, Vaishnava Janato. What is the song? Who knows the song? Aditya knows. Vaishnava Janato. When you see others dukha, written by Narsi Mehta, when you see somebody's dukha, you should feel dukha. Oh, very good, wonderful. His suffering, his karmic reactions. You cannot speak like that. The moment you see somebody's dukha, immediately don't connect. He must have insulted you. He must have done many things rotten to you. But when you see somebody suffering, have pity on that person. Somebody's dukha should be taken up very seriously and try to give cure to that person. And that person is a Vaishnava. Don't take it lightly. Somebody is suffering, then go deep to that and try to help that person. That person is a Vaishnava. See somebody is suffering, very good. Achao. If you talk like this, then it's not a Vaishnava. Somebody's dukha, you should feel that misery also. Others' misery is you should consider as one's own misery. Somebody's happiness, you should be happy. It's not that somebody is happy, kuch hota hai. Something is happening in my heart. No. These are all not the characteristics of the devotee. So here it is said, toyam. This toyam is very important. How is our heart? Is it melting in love for Krishna? That's very important. Okay. Then Krishna says, I accept it. So one is gross meaning, one is subtle meaning. Okay. Kaisa ho raha Prabhuji veer?
Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyuparitam ashnami prayatatmanah. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. For the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness, engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, in order to achieve a permanent, blissful abode for eternal happiness. The process of achieving such a marvelous result is very easy and can be attempted even by the poorest of the poor, without any kind of qualification. The only qualification required in this connection is to be a pure devotee of the Lord. It does not matter what one is or where one is situated. The process is so easy that even a leaf or a little water or fruit can be offered to the Supreme Lord in genuine love, and the Lord will be pleased to accept it. No one, therefore, can be barred from Krishna consciousness because it is so easy and universal. Who is such a fool that he does not want to be Krishna conscious by this simple method and thus attain the highest perfectional life of eternal bliss, of eternity, bliss, and knowledge? Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Krishna accepts even a little flower from his pure devotee. He does not want any kind of offering from a non devotee. He is not in need of anything from anyone because he is self sufficient, and yet he accepts the offering of his devotee in an exchange of love and affection. To develop Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life. Bhakti is mentioned twice in this verse in order to declare more emphatically that bhakti or devotional service is the only means to approach Krishna. No other conditions, such as becoming a Brahmana, a learned scholar, a very rich man, or a great philosopher, can induce Krishna to accept some offering. Without the basic principle of bhakti, nothing can induce the Lord to agree to accept anything from anyone. Bhakti is never casual. The process is eternal. It is direct action in service to the whole, absolute whole. Here, Lord Krishna, having established that he is the only enjoyer, the primeval Lord, and the real object of all sacrificial offerings, reveals what types of sacrifices he desires to be offered. If one wishes to engage in devotional service to the Supreme in order to be purified and to reach the goal of life, the transcendental loving service of God, then one should find out what the Lord desires of him. One who loves Krishna will give him whatever he wants, and he avoids offering anything which is undesirable or unasked. Thus, meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such things as offerings, he would have said so. Instead, he clearly requests that leaf, fruit, flowers, and water be given to him, and he says of this offering, "I will accept it." Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and eggs. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, and water are the proper foods for human beings and are prescribed by Krishna himself. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered to him, since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot be acting on the level of loving devotion if we offer such foods. In the third chapter, verse 13, Sri Krishna explains that only the remains of sacrifice are purified and fit for consumption by those who are seeking advancement in life and release from the clutches of the material entanglement. Those who do not make an offering of their food, he says in the same verse, are eating only sin. In other words, their every mouthful is simply deepening their involvement in the complexities of material nature. But preparing nice, simple vegetable dishes, offering them to before the picture or deity of Lord Krishna, and bowing down and praying for him to accept such a humble offering enables one to advance steady in life, to purify the body, and to create fine brain tissues which will lead to clear thinking. Above all, the offering should be made with an attitude of love. Krishna has no need of food, since he already possesses everything that be, yet he will accept the offering of one who desires to please him in that way. The important element in preparation, in serving, and in offering is to act with love for Krishna. The impersonalist philosophers who wish to maintain that this absolute truth is without senses cannot comprehend this verse in Bhagavad Gita. To them, it is either a metaphor or proof of the mundane character of Krishna, the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. But in actuality, Krishna, the supreme Godhead, has senses, and it is stated that his senses are interchangeable. In other words, one sense can perform the function of any other. That is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. Lacking senses, he could hardly be considered full in all opulences. In the 7th chapter, Krishna has explained that he impregnates the living entities into material nature. This is done by his looking upon material nature. And so is in this instance, Krishna's hearing the devotees' words of love in offering foodstuffs is wholly identical with his eating and actually tasting. This point should be emphasized because of his absolute position. His hearing is wholly identical with his eating and tasting. Only the devotee who accepts Krishna as he describes himself without interpretation can understand that the supreme absolute truth can eat food and enjoy it.
Now somebody can only offer Patram Pushpam Param. What about the other things? Keeping fruit before Lord, keeping flower, keeping water. And we eat all nice things. That is why Krishna says immediately the next verse. Yat karoshi yadashnashi yadjuhoshi dadasi yadetapasya kaunte tat purushva madarpana. Hey, whatever you do it for me. Whatever you eat. You first give it to me. Just see how Krishna is so sweet. We don't ask somebody, I don't ask anything from my son also. It's all ego level, nothing else. I don't ask anything from my son. Why you should not ask? You should ask, na? I told you should ask. You should engage his money in Krishna's service. Now Krishna says, I'm asking everyone, whatever you eat, please give it to me. Can anybody beg more than this? So Krishna acts to be the topmost of the all beggars also. In everything he is topmost. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he begged to everybody when he wanted to celebrate Haridas Thakur's disappearance. So we feel so much of ego, how we'll ask people. Why we should not ask people? Temple is there, then we should always ask once. Temple means lot of mouth to eat. Isn't it? Many mouths have to be fed. For temple, there is nothing like, temple means always we should ask donation. There's nothing like we should ask or not. Always we should ask. Because if a person starts giving to the temple, then the Sanatan Dharma is protected. Srila Prabhupada's temple is not the temple of just ding-dong bell or just maintained by some particular trustees and then they take the money. No. Though it is a trust, but it is formed in a proper way. There is hierarchy in it. It is not just by some few. No. It's a proper hierarchy, and then a lot of funds have to be employed in giving to the people every day. Prasadam. Which temple feeds prasadam? Which temple teaches Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam? There are so many temples outside. Which temple teaches Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam? Which temple feeds people after learning? This is the only temple where everybody sits and has prasadam. It's a house actually. Prabhupada says, I have made a big home where the whole world can stay. So naturally, when home is there, a lot of funds are required. For a stupid house with 2 or 3 people, how much anxiety we take. And how much anxiety a person has to take when temple is there. You cannot say no to someone. Everybody is sitting and having prasadam. If prasadam is short, you have to cook again. You cannot say, okay, now prasadam is over, all of you go out. You cannot say that. So a lot of donations are required. So this is the best service what we can do. Krishna is asking, and why we cannot become beggars? And Krishna is asking, give it to me. And we should say, yes, give it to Krishna. Yadashnasi, yadjuhosi, dadasi, whatever you give it to Krishna. If a person is doing austerity, it should be performed for Krishna. Yatapasya kaunte tat purusha madarpanam. It should be done as an offering. Every karma, whatever fruits we get, everything has to be given to Krishna. All the karmas should be done keeping Krishna in the center. It should be anchored around Krishna. All the fruits should be given to Krishna. Whatever we are eating, that means whatever fruits we are getting, that should be offered to Krishna and then take as a prasadam. Okay. Aruna Upadhyaya, read. Today you asked me, isn't it? Today you asked me this question. What should I ask? What should I tell during the Kartik festival? In what way I should ask?
I'm not aware about it.
Go Seva. Now answer has come, see. Go Seva. I remembered now. Cows are always there to have. We have wonderful 200 cows, the Goshala. We have devotees coming to the temple. So Every money is also less. Go on asking cows, go on eating, isn't it? Shukla tells breakfast, lunch, dinner for cows. They go on eating, we have to go on feeding them. Okay.
Yakta karoshi yad
What is
asnasi
yakta karoshi? What is yakta karoshi? Yat karoshi. Just
yad
yat
karoshi
karoshi.
yad
Yadashnashi.
karoshi
Yadashnashi.
yad karoshi yad ashnashi yad juhoshi
Yadashnasi. Yadashnasi.
yad
Yadashnasi.
yad asnasi
Why are you
yad
doing ashnasi?
asnasi
Yadashnasi.
yad ashnasi
Yadjuhosi. Yadjuhoshi.
yad juho yad karoshi yad nashi yad juhoshi dadashi yata.
Wait.
Okay.
Aditya,
Okay. Huh.
you hear?
Hare Krishna.
and send the recording also.
Okay, I'm thinking now I'm making mistakes. I will also mistake.
Now let me see whether you should not do any mistake. Then you can send a recording to your sister.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Yat karoshi yashnasi yat juhoshi
Yadashnashi.
yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat purushvamadarpanam.
Yes. Now you can send the recording to your sister. Okay, take it from your brother. Okay.
Should I read or should we continue?
No, she'll read. Arula read.
Okay. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Purport. Thus, it is the duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstances. Everyone has to work for maintenance of his body and soul together. And Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Everyone has to eat something to live. Therefore, he should accept the remnants of foodstuff offered to Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious ritualistic ceremonies. Therefore, Krishna recommends, do it for me. And this is called Archana. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering the Krishna consciousness movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational process, which is not practical in this age. But if anyone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra round his beads, he is surely greatest meditator and greatest yogi, as sustained by 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Next. Shubha falairevam mokshase karma bandhanaihi sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mam vaishyasi. Shubha falairevam mokshase karma bandhanaihi sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mam vaishyasi. Shubha Ashubha. Auspicious, inauspicious. Phala. Like this, results may come. But moksha say, because you are offering everything to me, you are free from the bondage. Sannyasa. This is known as sannyasa, renunciation. Renunciation, yoga yuktatma. A person is renunciate only when he fixes the mind in Krishna. Then he is vimuktaha, vishesha rupena muktaha. Mam upaisyasi. He attains me. So what is the real meaning of sannyasa? Mind should be focused in Krishna's service. That is the real meaning of sannyasa. He is not too much worried about what is auspicious, what is inauspicious, what fruits is he getting. He's not worried about it. He becomes free from all these results. So he just does the work for Krishna. He's not expecting any results because all the results go to Krishna. Okay. And when he can do this, when he has no attachment, anasaktasya vishyan yatharham poyunjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagya uchyate. One should be yukta vairagi. Yukta means connecting everything to Krishna. That person is yukta vairagi. Okay. So Ashish Upadhyay, Prabhu, read. Read, Prabhu. Unmute yourself. Ashish, you unmute yourself first.
Oh,
You are
sorry.
on mute. Yeah, read.
शुभाशुभफलैरेवं मोक्ष्यसे कर्मबन्धनेः संन्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि. In this way, you will freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious result. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me.
So
One
when
who
you're
active-
cooking for Krishna, 1 minute, when you're cooking for Krishna, you're completely free from thinking, oh, whether it is good or bad, everything is divine. Whatever connected to Krishna becomes divine. Okay, read. Read it.
One who acts in Krishna consciousness under superior directions is called Yukta. The technical term is Yukta Vairagya. This is further explained by Rupa Goswami as follows. Mataji, should I read this or you already chanted this?
Yanasaktasya vishyan yatharham poyunjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. Read the translation.
Rupa Goswami says that as long as we are in this material world, we have to act. We cannot cease acting. Therefore, if actions are performed and the fruits are given to Krishna, then that is called Yukta Vairagya. Actually situated in renunciation, such activities clear the mirror of the mind. And as the actor gradually makes progress in the spiritual realization, he becomes completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, at the end, he becomes liberated, and this liberation is also specified. By this liberation, he does not become one with the Brahma Jyoti, but rather enters into the planet of the Supreme Lord. It is clearly mentioned here, Mama Upasyasi. He comes to me back home, back to Godhead. There are 5 different stages of liberations. And here it is specified that the devotee who has always lived his lifetime here under the directions of the Supreme Lord. He stated has evolved to the point where he can, after quitting this body, go back to Godhead and engage directly in the association of the Supreme Lord. Anyone who has no interest but to dedicate his life to the service of the Lord is actually a sannyasi. Such a person always thinks of himself as an eternal servant, dependent on the supreme will of the Lord. As such, whatever he does it for the benefit of the Lord. Whatever action he performs it as a service to the Lord. It does not give serious attention to the fruitive activities or prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. For ordinary person, it is obligatory to execute the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. But although a pure devotee who is completely engaged in the service of the Lord may sometimes appear to go against the prescribed Vedic duties, actually it is not so. It is said, therefore, by Vaishnava authorities that even the most intelligent person cannot understand the plans and activities of a pure devotee. The exact word are Tanravakya Kriya Mudra Vijneha Na Bhujya. A person who is thus always engaged in the service of the Lord, or is always thinking and planning how to serve the Lord, is to be considered completely liberated at present. And in the future, his going back home, back to Godhead is guaranteed. He is above all materialistic criticism, as Krishna is all above criticism. Hare Krishna.
Tanravakyah kriyamutraha vidyehana bhujaya. I don't know anything except the service, to use the words in Krishna's service, use all activities in Krishna's service, everything should be employed in Krishna's service. Okay, next. Now Krishna is equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhutesh. If somebody is not offering, will Krishna punish him? Krishna is telling you, offer me, keep me in the center, do all the work. If somebody is not accepting Krishna, then Krishna should stop all his air, water, whatever basic necessities. Roti, kapda, makan. everything should be stopped now. But Krishna is not stopping. In fact, those who are very devil people, they are also having everything. Like Ravana was complete atheist, but he had a big Lanka to rule. So Krishna is equal. Krishna says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu. Name dveshosti na priya. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maiti teshu chapyaham. I'm equal to everyone. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. Name dveshosti na priya. Nobody is inimical to me, nor someone is dear to me. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya. But whoever is worshipping me, then maiti teshu chamyaham. I am his friend and he is my friend. Just see how simple is Krishna. If somebody is worshipping me, I am his friend and he is my friend. But I am equal to everyone. I am equal to everyone. That means I provide everybody everything according to his karmas. Whatever he is destined, I give him that. But to the devotees, I give it a special treatment. What is that? He is my friend and I am his friend. Simple. That means if he eats one bhakri, I sit with him and eat that bhakri. Krishna is not telling that I am providing him everything. Anyhow, he is providing everything. What he provides himself to that person. When Krishna is ready to give himself, why ask something material things? So Krishna is not interested in giving any material things. But Krishna is ready to give himself to the devotee. So that is a wonderful yogakshemam vahamyaham. There's a meaning. Krishna knows how to connect the devotees, and also Krishna sees that the devotees are not disconnected. Okay. Okay. Anamika, read. Unmute.
Verse 29, Mataji.
Yeah. You're in the class only, na?
Yes, Mataji, I'm just confirming. Sammoham sarvabhuteshu.
What? Samyoham. Samoham.
Sammoham sarvabhuteshu.
Sammoham, why did you read?
Sammoham.
Where it is Sammoham? Double M, where it is? Is it Sammoham or Sammoham?
Ha is there, na?
Is it Samoham or Sammoham?
Samoham.
Huh?
Samoham. Samoham sarvabhuteshu.
Read properly, na? Samoham. You have read Hindi also, na? Why
Yes,
you see English? Don't see English at all. See Hindi.
Can you just, Mataji, pronunciate
I will
once
not.
for
I
me?
will not. No, I will not. I will not.
Samoham sarvabhuteshu.
Again, Sammoham.
Samoham.
Samoham.
Samoham sarvabhuteshu medesho sitana
Name
priya.
Name Dvesh.
Name deveshyo sitana priya.
Dveshosti.
Dveshyosti.
You have to do again, Bhakti Shastri. Don't think that I'm going to give any certificate. Another one, Bhakti Shastri, because you are not able to pronounce anything. Dveshosti.
Dveshyosti na priya. Ye bhajanti to mam bhaktya. Am I right, Mataji? Maiteshu chapyaham.
Well, certificate is not there, then barabar you're reading, Read.
I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in the devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. But one may question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotee who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, it's the natural. Any man in this material world may be very charitable disposed, yet he has special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity in whatever form in his Son, so he provides everyone with a generous supply of the necessities of the life. He's just like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock or land or water. But for his devotee, he gives specific attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness and therefore they are always transcendently situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggested that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists situated in him. The Lord says here it distinctly, Maite, they are in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This one explains the word ye yatha mam prapandite tamas
Tam sataiva bhajamyaham.
samyaham. Whoever surrender unto me proportionately, I take care of him. The transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord as the devotee are conscious. When a diamond is set in the golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time, diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitters. And when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of Supreme Lord, he looks like a gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so the combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lords become the devotee of his devotees. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is a no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the supreme and the living entity. But in the personalist philosophy, there is. The example is often given that the Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to the devotees. This is the manifestation of the Lord's special mercy to the devotees. The Lord's reciprocation should not be considered under the law of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which Lord and his devotee functions. The devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of this material world. It's a part of the spiritual world where the eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominates. Hare Krishna.
Okay, any doubt in this? Mr. Appian? Any doubt?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
In verse number, there was this mention of Yaksha and Raksha in one of the verse. So if you can explain that for us.
Ghosts, yakshas, they are one of the species, yakshas, rakshasas. Yakshas are better than rakshasas. They come in this category. Yakshas are better than all this. But they are all under the control of Lord Shiva. There is one dance, Yakshagana. There is a specific dance in Udupi. Yakshagana. They are from different planets, Yaksha planets. They have special powers. If they employ in Krishna's service, fine. Who are demons? Told to use their power, then those who do not recognize the supremacy of Lord. No, Prahlad Maharaj is also born in a Rakshasa community. Technically, he's a Rakshasa only. But is he a Rakshasa? No, he's a Vaishnava. Why? Though born in a demonic family, he has accepted Krishna's supremacy. So anyone else?
Mataji, one more question. In Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. So if we tell someone that onion garlic are not allowed, like because we can't offer them.
Tobacco is also there in the nature. Tobacco is also there in the nature. You understand? Doesn't mean that whatever is there in the nature, you have to give it to Krishna. If you really want to have Satoguna, Sattvam Sanjayate Jnana. Tamasic food is there. For tamasic people, they don't have to know Krishna. They just have to go on Jhumare. Ho gaya. But if they have anugraha of Acharya, then even the tamas can be completely wiped off. So day after tomorrow, we have a Mahan Acharya who is coming from Palimar Mutt, Matva Gaudiya, Matva Sampradaya. There are 8 matas established by Sripad Matvacharya Nidhi. One of the mata is Palimar Mutt. Swamiji is coming at 3 o'clock. So possible all of you come and darshan. Those who are from far, just worship from there. It's a very great Acharya.
Tomorrow.
He had come for our temple opening in Mira Road. Palimar Mutt Swamiji. 3 o'clock he will come to Jagannath Devasthan.
Tomorrow, Mataji.
Not tomorrow, Friday.
Friday.
Friday. So try coming. Very, very nice.
Tomorrow is Thursday, no?
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Day after tomorrow, Friday. Okay. Stop here. One chapter for the best of the past and prepare Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.